The MacArthur period just
Yeah.
was too much. We was not able to make it.
Yeah. Terrible repression.
Yeah, it could have been some mistakes we made. Could have had something to do with it. I don't think we developed enough people from below. One thing I'm more and more convinced of now that we did at that time wrong, but we always did it wrong, in my opinion. That was, we did not build the cushion. We put too much emphasis on building the party. Because there's thousands and thousands of people that would fight for that good position.
Yeah.
That would never be a member of the Communist
Right.
Party.
That's right.
But these people was ignored to a great degree because they wouldn't come in the party.
You didn't bring them along enough.
Yeah, well, we couldn't bring them along. We should have left where it was.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But they would have fought for your position when it was necessary.
I see. But how is it you were in the neighborhoods? You were late to people who were never going to join, but you know you need them. What is it they need? What's their relationship with the movement?
Well, they need the movement because they need somebody that's able to lead the fight, lead the struggle.
Yeah.
So they need you, and you need them.
You need them. Yeah.
And once we ignore the fact that we need them so bad, then I think we become victims.
Yeah, well, that's part of that response and fear that fascism is going to be 5 minutes away.
Right.
And then pulling back.
Right.
And going underground, and that's what other people say. It just was a mistake to go underground, and all that stuff.
I'm still convinced that it was
a strategic error.
Yeah. Well, now St. Louis never did agree to do that. Yet they had to do it.
Yeah. Right.
We never. I'm not the leadership of the party. Never agreed.
Right. That's when a lot of people, and I have to say, especially some local black leaders, said, "This is crazy. If you people believe this, I don't belong anymore." And they never came back, which is the bad part.
That was the bad part.
Yeah.
Because I never did go along with the idea of myself, but
it was a misjudgment. It was a misjudgment, and people can make mistakes, and a mistake was made. I think in a way it was a response to all the hopes that were put into Wallace campaign, and it didn't come to too much because the red baiting was so successful, and then feeling suddenly there's a Rosenberg's on trial, and there's war is close, Korean War is coming close, and everything's getting worse. Now it could happen that stuff now. I think old timers say, the way people like you really built up your respect and the position of the progressive movement in the neighborhoods is that you were there when people needed you for a long time, for decades. How was your relationship as a progressive person or a communist in the neighborhoods you lived in and around you? How did you go about? How do you see that?
Well, no, I just felt that there's no different me as a communist and the other people out there that's not communist. We all live in the neighborhood. We all have to survive, and people know that.
Yeah.
So whether or not that they felt they wanted to be members of the Communist Party would not have no effect on us being close related. And I tell you one person that had quite a lot of effect on me on this. That's been since the 50s though. And that was Geraldine Lightfoot. This what she did. This was her whole role pretty well. So
to relate to the neighborhood.
Right. To the neighborhood, to the neighborhood organizations, to the church, and
If you go back to the 30s, do you think that you made mistakes in terms of not relating to the church? Or did you figure that out right away? You made mistakes?
No, I made mistakes at that time. I could understand why I didn't relate to the church. Because in my up until I was about 17, I was very devoted to the church. And I got disappointed.
Right.
Now that might have had something to do with a little later on I got interested in Marxism. It could have.
Sure.
Because I was quite disgusted with the church.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I had been out with the church since that time, but I didn't consider connecting myself to a church until about 7, 8 years ago.
Was the church active in getting black people food on the table in the Depression?
No. Not to begin with. The only time, and they were sort of hypocritical at that, the only time the church, I don't know where you might would have found one somewhere around somewhere. The church did not play the only role the church played up until way up in the 30s is when the people eventually got filled up with the church not doing anything and stopped going.
Ah.
Then the minister got interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say.
But even at that time, I didn't go back to the church. Even at that time, I was quite disgusted.